Welcome to episode 31 of the Sober Stretch podcast, the podcast for anyone with a problematic relationship with alcohol, whether you think you might be an alcoholic, you know you are, you're a weekend offender and you can't handle the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday aftermath. We are the podcast for you. My name is Gary. I'm 10 years sober. And my friend here, Craig, is 2. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Really good, mate. Really good. Yeah. Buzzing about this new backdrop, to be fair. Or this,
Yeah, baby.
we look like we're fucking going up in the world. New studio or something.
Yeah, we shouldn't have told anyone. We're like, yes, this is our new wooden walled
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah, no, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I've been a bit under the weather this week. Felt rough as fuck. But yeah, fresher today. A little bit more human. And also enjoying January not being miserably wet and grim.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cold weather's probably affecting a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't think it helps, like, when you do, let's do dry January in the most depressing month.
I know.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's a doubly hard ask, isn't it? Just January in general. And I was saying earlier that it's Blue Monday on Monday, which is the most depressing day of the year. So yay!
Yeah. But a lot of that's mind over matter, isn't it? You
Of
know,
course it is.
if
Yeah.
you keep thinking Blue Monday, Blue Monday, Blue Monday, you are going to wake up, and the first thing you're going to think is, oh, today's the day to be depressed, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. I think maybe 20 years ago I'd have thought Blue Monday, I'd have been like do 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 do, and then just had a beer.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. I'll be like, fuck Blue Monday. I'm getting caned. So today, your drink's going all funky.
I know, yeah, it looks weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. But today we're going to talk about. We're going to try and answer a lot of questions that people have. So their fears about getting sober. So I want to get sober, but, and there's always a but. So the why, the what's stopping you from actually getting sober, because it is going to be one of the biggest commitments of your life if you stick to it. Yeah.
Definitely. But I think the word commitment, long-term commitment, sounds scary to people in various elements of their life, areas of their life. But that's what the first thing I'd say is stop thinking of it as a long-term commitment.
Yeah.
I want to get sober, but I can't imagine my life without drinking. Whoa. Slow down.
Yeah. No. Chill
That's
out.
just going to force you into the mental tennis match. Shoulda, shouldn't have, shoulda, shouldn't have, shoulda, shouldn't have, and then it just becomes, when that thought process takes over, it's so hard to put your foot down and win.
Yeah. You're thinking about shit that's not even happened yet, and there's just no need to overcomplicate it, is there?
No, it's not. There is no need, and also I. It's weird actually, because getting sober is one of the most difficult things I've ever done. But when I look back on it, and I think we've both said this, it's not that hard.
Nah.
But okay, it's hard. Of course it is.
At the time, it feels like the worst fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
I think just because it's, I mean, again, it depends on who you are and I suppose, like the level of a drinker that you are. Clearly, the more you drink and the more days that you drink, it's going to be harder. If you're just a weekend drinker, it's only going to be tough on the weekends because you're used to not drinking during the week. But I feel like it's as hard as you make it.
Oh, nice.
It's true though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with everything. Giving up smoking. If you think it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. Blue Monday. If you think it's going to be depressing, it's going to be depressing. But I mean, because you get a lot of your Instagram blown up in it. You're like fucking influencer twat now. You no, and it's like a full-time job, man. You help so many people. Not that I'm trying to stick my tongue up your ass or anything like that, but you help a lot of people, and you get a lot of messages, as I do, and a lot of the messages are from people that love everything about love everything about getting sober, love the idea, but then there's always a but, and the but is so minuscule in the grand scheme of things, and that's stopping them from changing their life and living a better life, which I find crazy. So, an example: alcohol is ruining my life. It's ruining my relationship. It's ruining my job, my career progression. But, but I don't want my friends to think I'm boring.
I know, yeah. And we're not laughing at you, listeners, are
I
we?
was this person.
Yeah,
So
yes. It's
yeah.
we're laughing
It's
from
just
the
comical when you weigh it up.
yeah. It's easier to weigh up and see how hilarious it is once you've done it, and you look back on it retrospectively and think, "Oh, well, thank God I did." Not, "Oh, I've missed out on so much." Because you don't. Once you get the momentum, you don't. When you're 6 months down the line, I don't think you're crying about not going out on a Friday night. I,
Ah,
I think you're crying tears of joy that you're relieved. Oh, I didn't go out again tonight. So you're right. It'll be as gruesome, bad, negative, uncomfortable as you want it to be, or it is all in the mind.
100%.
So I I want to get sober. You have to change that but to a so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for an example, what were what were your because there would have been a lot. You would have had a fucking lot of excuses in your 10, 15 year drinking career, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were a few of your buts?
I want to get sober, but I don't think I'll enjoy any part of my life. I want to get sober, but I won't be able to get laid. Everyone
That
will
was
think
true.
I want to get sober, but everyone will think I'm a boring cunt. I want to get sober, but I don't know where to start. I want to get sober, but I don't know who I am without it. Like,
Yes.
how long have you got? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I think that was a big one for me as well. And I'm sure it is for a lot of people, is they're worried about finding out who they actually are.
Mm.
Will
How-
I be able to talk to people? Will I still be funny? Will I still have a sense of humor? Because you know what it's like when you're an alcoholic, or when you've got a drink problem, or when you drink too much, you then rely on it to be sociable. You rely on it to be confident. You rely on it to eliminate your anxiety. You rely on it to get rid of your depression. So all of a sudden, where you relied on it so much, you need to relearn all these fucking skills,
Mhm.
which is another reason why it puts people off, because it seems like such a big daunting task.
It's funny you say relearn. I didn't know how. Let's take being confident on a night out and holding court, which I loved to do, and I still do. Um, I'm a bit of a show off,
Hmm.
and when I was drinking, I could hold 15 people in the palm of my hand with comedy and jokes, and do you know what I mean? And then obviously that's funny to a point in a night, and then you just end up being a bell end. But I, and I'm sure a lot of people relate to this. It's not relearning; it's fucking learning.
Yeah.
Because if you've been drinking, we've said this before, but if you've been drinking since you were 15 and using drink to charm the ladies or to, appear confident and cool, when you're 29 or 36, it's like for the first time in your life, socializing sober, really, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
So you have to learn. It's not even relearning, and you think, oh God, I've never done that before. It's not like you've even got a point of reference where you can look back and go, well, I remember when I was 15, I was very confident. Let's see if we can
That's true,
re-harness
actually.
that. It's like,
That's
Nah,
true.
baby, you've been like faking
Yeah.
it for 15,
Yeah.
25, 40 years. So
True.
people get scared. I want to get sober, but I don't think I'll be that confident. Okay, well, um, you're running on a weird fuel that it's all fake. It's none of it's real. So you have to get to a point in your life where you have to find out what you like sober.
I know. And it's like, it's funny, isn't it? Because say for an example, if you go on a date, I used to do this, man. I went on a date, and one of very few, by the way, because I wasn't exactly a catch. I mean, I was a fat bastard who fucking was a waste of space. Do you know what I mean? So if I had a date, that was rare as rocking horse shit, and I'd need to get tanked up before. Like I would drink what normal people were drinking a whole night just for pre-drink. It's just to loosen up, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And, and then this girl has literally met this person that does not exist at all, because that's
Yeah.
not me. That's not me. That's literally pure booze.
Yeah, but it's weird, isn't it? Because the girl doesn't know you because that's pure booze, but you don't know yourself because you are pure booze. So
Exactly.
nobody knows anybody, and you're like, oh God, need
Yeah.
to need to. Yeah. So the word in all kinds of areas, reinvent,
Yeah.
recalibrate, re this, re that, relearn. Almost take this prefix out of it and just make it learn.
You've never been happy. You've never been confident.
And that's why
Like,
people. That's why it's scary as fuck, mate.
but this is also why I have a lot of sympathy for people that do drink too much, because it's a lot of the time it's not a choice. No one wants to be an alcoholic, but there is a lot of evidence that shows that people with addictions have unresolved trauma, and that's why they've resorted to taking these substances or drinking booze, because it numbs everything. So
Yeah.
they're in pain.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we need to accept that it is what it is. That alcohol is good at covering it up or masking it for a little while, but it's still always gonna fucking be there. You have to face the music. What's done is done, and try and grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Facing the music. Yeah. I mean, it's very hard to decide to become a new person, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
And
I mean, it's
that's what it
fucking,
is.
yeah.
I
It's
want to
so,
get sober, but I don't want to become a new person because I'm scared about what I might find.
exactly,
Well,
exactly.
maybe get sober because you'll be really scared what you'll find if you keep drinking for another 20 years.
Yeah,
So like
but
you're delaying the scary process, aren't you?
yeah, I remember that was the thing that held me back. That stopped me from changing my life
Mm.
a lot sooner than what I should have, a lot earlier. So all I can say to people is, yeah, it seems scary, but honestly, just fucking do it, because the sooner you do it, the more of your life you have got ahead of you, living better times and bad times. Um, what there's going to be no good at all in delaying it and delaying the process, because all you're going to do is live miserably for longer. And it is fucking scary, isn't it? The thought is scary. Actually doing it's not scary, but the thought is scary.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, everyone around where I've lived in the same place pretty much all my life. I mean, yeah, there's been a couple of times where I've fucked off somewhere and come back after like a month or whatever. But I was I was known for being this waste of space, basically, and I was comfortable with that in a weird way.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Because that's sad, very sad, isn't it? Were you comfortable with it because the idea of drinking, keeping on drinking, was easier than the thought of stopping?
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it was just what you'd become accustomed to and comfortable with. because it required no work.
Yeah,
I was the same. I
bro,
didn't
I
I
had
didn't want to
no,
work hard at it. I was scared
no,
to try.
yeah, no, exactly. I was, and although, and I'm sure this goes for you, although I knew I was a prat, I had nothing good to say about myself.
Hmm.
I was comfortable with it because change is uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not being funny. When people know you for this person, it's like, yeah, fucking sweet. This is it. This is my life. I accepted it for years.
Mm.
Just, that was it. And fuck knows why, but something changed. And I didn't think that light bulb moment would happen. I just thought that was it.
Yeah, so you just settled into accept. There's like with alcoholism, there are two types of acceptance, aren't they? Accepting that you're an alcoholic and that it's going to be that way, or accepting you're alcoholic and deciding to do something about it.
Exactly.
And it's two very different journeys in your head of acceptance. And one only guarantees tragedy, sadness, ill health, and the other one, but like an easy route. If you think mental health destruction and poverty and behaving like a prick in public, if you think that's an easy route, fine, all right, fair enough. But that's an easy route to take, isn't it? Because you don't have to resist anything, you don't have to fight against it. It's just, I'll accept it and I'll continue to be a fucking weak willed loser. It's how I felt. And people be like, oh, you can't say that about addicts. There is a lot to addiction, but being weak willed is part of it. Because the people that get sober are the people that refuse to be weak willed anymore. Or you can take the path of most resistance, which is painful and, agonizing for a while, but the payoff is greater. That's just a simple fact, you know. But
100%.
unfortunately, a lot of people that are in throes of addiction or can't break their weekend offending, you know, you're choosing the simple path, but the ugly path.
Mm. I read a book called, that The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I've read that, yeah.
You've read it, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So that for me, it was probably the first like self-help book that I read, and it's the one that definitely stuck with me the most. And I wish I'd read it a long time ago, because some of the lessons in that were incredible. But I never would have picked up a book if I was drinking. Never in a million fucking years. The only thing that I'd read would be a menu. Do you know what I mean? Maybe for a cocktail. But
or a mixed lamb and chicken.
yeah, yeah. And the lesson that I took away from that the most is, yeah, not everything is your fault, but it is. So I don't know. Let's say, for an example, your girlfriend left you, and that is your excuse for having a meltdown and drinking for the rest of your life and fucking your life up even more. Yeah.
Hmm.
Your girlfriend leaving you might not be your fault, but how you react to that is your fault. So
If you react badly to it.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even if you react positively, it's still your fault because that's what you're choosing to do, yeah.
Hmm.
So take accountability. And I don't know, it could be a lot deeper than that. That was a very mild one. I don't know. You could have gone for abuse. You could have gone to jail. You could have fucking lost your job. You could have been laid off. Loads of different things. But how you react to it is fucking your fault. And by going out and getting caned and drinking and then playing the sob story and sitting down the pub feeling sorry for yourself, being like, oh, fucking lost my job, blah blah blah. Oh, sweet. Is having 10 pints gonna fucking help you get a new job?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know what it's like because I've been there, and I felt sorry for myself for 5 years but I was comfortable feeling sorry for myself. It gave me warmth. I never wanted to hear people tell me that I needed to change, because that was fucking scary. So I just carry on feeling sorry for myself. 5 years of feeling sorry for myself. 5 years of fucking my body up. 5 years of fucking my mental health up.
So if
When
I
did it
said to
stop?
you, "Oh, Craig, I want to get sober, but I'm scared of change," and you were shit scared of change,
Shit scared, yeah.
like, what would you say to that? I want to get sober, but I'm scared of change.
I would say good. It's good. Like, something that scares you, you've got to fucking do it. Because that's what life is about, in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Something that doesn't scare you probably isn't worth it that much, because you're comfortable. There's not going to be a lot of growth in that. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to do something that scares you every day, but life-changing things are always going to be scary. And that's where the magic happens, by making them scary choices.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I want to get sober, but I'm scared of change. Good. It's
Fucking
like,
good. Yeah.
it's the start of the rally cry, isn't it? It's okay. Well, that's normal. So you're not any different to anyone else. So you can straight away stop comparing yourself to others that you're even worse.
Bro, life is scary. Life is scary, and it's tough. You know, getting sober doesn't solve all of your problems. You can start thinking of more problems now. I guarantee you think a hell of a lot more now than what you did when you was drinking, because it numbs everything. So you've got so many more thoughts and feelings and emotions now to deal with, but you've built this resilient, you say it, ironclad guy that is now capable of dealing with that. And look at who you are now, and look at who you was. You've still got a lot of decision making to do in your life, but what you went through has calloused you. You're used to that now.
Yeah, yeah.
So now time to go again. What's the next thing? Or
Yeah,
you
and
just fucking stop now. Do you know what I mean? You still got years of your life left. You're just gonna fucking stop because you think you made it because you've been sober for 10 years. It's like, nah, now you've built this guy who's capable of achieving great things.
yeah, I want to get sober, but I'm scared of change. Should be, I want to get sober, and I'm excited to change. Really, because what happens is the fears that you have are never as great as you think,
Ah,
and the actual reality is, if you stay sober for a couple of weeks and then you decide, say you listen to our podcast and you follow 6 or 7 sober accounts that give like sensible tips and advice, things you'd never thought of, like, oh, make like what my morning routine could maybe dictate my sobriety. Okay, those things. Then they, it's that becomes as addictive as the drinking. The kind of desire to chase goodness is addictive, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
You get like 9 weeks sober and you're like, oh, I can't wait to go for this hike at the weekend.
Mhm,
And you're itching for it the same way that you might be itching for a session. And that doesn't
mhm.
happen for everyone on week 9, okay? On week 9, I was a mental wreck, but I was stronger than I was 10
Yeah, man.
weeks previous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So even though your head in the throes of early sobriety, feeling all mashed up and fucked in the head, is you growing.
When you see results, that's a little boost of dopamine, isn't it? It's like a little hit.
Mm-hmm.
So, say for example, if you couldn't run 5 kilometers now, yeah,
Mm.
and you ran your first 5K, what you then going to do? You're going to want to run 10K, then you're going to want to run 15K, then you're going to want to run 20K, and then you're going to want to run a marathon. And it's the same, isn't it? Concept with not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually have your first good day not drinking, that's fucking good moment, in it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're like, fuck, like, that's mad. I've had so many bad days. I've had so many bad night sleeps, so many dark thoughts. And then you have that one good day and you're like, shit, yeah,
Wow.
this is amazing. I haven't fucking drunk and I had a good day. Wow. I want another one.
Yeah.
And I want another one. And I want to work on my fitness and I want to work on my fucking health and I want to lose some weight. Things just start getting better.
Yeah, and those early good days I found were generally Saturdays where I'd had a lot of time to myself. I was single when I got sober, so I had a lot of time to myself, and which is hard because you've got all these thoughts. But I remember that, like, I don't know, 8, 9 weeks in, having a savoury Saturday and going home to my apartment and feeling satisfied with the day that didn't involve drink. That is massive breakthrough.
Yeah.
Because then you think, oh, maybe the FOMO won't be too bad. I want to get sober, but I'm scared of missing out. Push it 8, 9 weeks. I want to get sober so I want to stay sober so I can keep enjoying these Saturdays.
Yeah.
But you must go through those 9, 10 weeks or 8 months, or maybe in my case, I've said it millions of times before. I don't want to scare people by saying 2 years, but look, I'm 44 now. I was 35 after 2 years of sobriety. I don't spend much time lamenting what I missed in the first 2 years.
Nah.
I look back and think, wow, those first 2 years were where I utterly transformed my future.
Yeah.
So when you look back on it, you realize those 10, 12 weeks or 2 years or a year, you can't, like you said it the other week, you can't be a cunt for so many years and cane it and expect not to have a little bit of punishment at the end of it.
Nah.
So take it on the fucking chin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you keep taking it on the chin, your chin's going to get stronger, and then you'll get a craving that will try and knock you out, and you'll stay standing.
The one that the one what does me in, yeah, and this probably isn't going to sound great for some people. It's probably going to sound a bit strong, but the one that does me in is people say, I want to get sober, but I've got this night out or I've got this birthday that I need to go to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. So fucking what? Literally, so what? So fucking what? You've just told me that your anxiety is so bad, you have panic attacks, you take days off work because the alcohol is literally fucking your anxiety up that much. You're getting depressive thoughts where you fucking doubt if you even want to be alive anymore. And then you're saying, but you don't want to miss this party. Fuck me. Weigh it up a little bit. Who gives a shit about the party? Who really gives a shit? Parties and going out drinking and that, I don't care what anyone says. It's fucking shit. It is shit. It's shit, mate. Or the idea is buzzing, yeah. The
Yeah.
idea is buzzing, and it
Yeah.
was good. And it was good when we were kids and we go to nightclubs and stuff like that.
Of
Yeah,
course. Of
but
course.
when you get over 30, mate, I don't know. Unless maybe it's just me, but it's actually just shit. Like for the repercussions, the punishment that you have to take for one night of drinking, fuck that. Literally, how is this a fair trade off? You give me a couple of fun hours drinking, you get me buzzing. I'm listening to music whilst getting ready, whilst having a shower, and then you fucking hammer me with anxiety 3 days after, and I have to take a day off work and lose 200 quid. How's that a fucking fair trade off?
I want to get sober, but that I agree with that. That though, and obviously we were two of the guiltiest with it. I'd go to the opening of an envelope if I thought there was a beer at the end of it. Um, so. But please listen to us. We now have the clarity and the wherewithal and able to, and then the ability to look back retrospectively, you know deep down that these nights don't serve you. You know deep down that the payoff is minimal compared to, you know, the aftermath. So if you're going to moan about, I want to get sober, but I've got Emily's party in 3 weeks, here is my advice to you.
Tell Emily, fuck off.
Politely and respectfully, of course.
Obviously, don't.
Fucking grow up. Really. You're 41. You've known Emily since you were 19. You've been to 20 of her parties. This 21st party, consecutive years. Well, you're
Yeah,
going to ruin your life so you can go Emily's party. Fuck Emily.
yeah. Don't fuck Emily. Don't tell Emily to fuck herself or anything like that. But Emily has been your mate for, like you said, 19 years. I think she's going to understand that you can't go because alcohol is ruining your life. If she doesn't understand, I promise you now, she's not your friend.
Mm-hmm.
She will be gutted that you're not there because she loves you and she loves spending time with you. But she's an absolute bitch, mate. If she gives you a hard time about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And especially if you're at that age where Emily's had you at her party for 20 years on the bounce
You know
and
what I mean?
still gets the arse that you've
Yeah,
decided to make a better life for yourself.
yeah.
It's like, come on, grow up.
And she needs to grow up as well, man, because she shouldn't be having parties all the time.
Do you know what? I did a reel about months ago about telling people. I said, here's what you should say if someone approaches you in a bar, a friend of yours, when you're trying to get sober, and they encourage you to drink. And this is what I said. I went, tell them to fuck off and grow up. Effectively, you know. And I did that reel, and I didn't think a lot of people would agree that that was the situation with grown adults. But I couldn't. I was kind of just saying this is a technique, you know, to
Yeah,
deal with people trying to badger
yeah,
you into drinking.
yeah. You
But
don't have to deep it, do you? Do you know what I mean?
but I honest to God thought that people would write under this and go, well, Gary, it is 2024. This was last year, obviously. It's just 2024. That doesn't actually happen that often. But it's not. People are going, oh yeah, my sister was pissed that I didn't drink at her 50th.
That's fucked, isn't it?
Like, how childish are people? And we were childish because
Right.
drinking, continuous drinking, okay, there's an addiction to it. Of course, of course, of course, of course. We're not stupid. We're not like belittling that because we were deeply in it and it ruined our lives. But there is also an element of fucking grow up,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Emily, you, us. Like, it makes me sick that I drank that much, that
Man,
relentlessly until I was in my early 30s. Pathetic.
I used to take offence to people not wanting to drink with me.
Yeah,
Did.
man.
And I would drag people down to drink with me. That's cuntish.
Yeah, yeah. Chipping away until you convince them. Come on, mate. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. What that
And now this
conversation?
poor bastard who didn't want to drink because he wanted to spend time with his family yesterday, he had a family day booked in. Because I've pulled his finger, I've fucked up his family day. How was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fair?
Who are these people? We were, but what? Oh, awful,
Narcissistic behaviour, bro.
awful behavior. Awful behavior. So deep in and obsessed with your own addiction and your own failings.
Yeah, that you have to drag someone else down.
Yeah, man.
Shame on you.
Shame on us. Shame on me. Way back. Yeah, sorry, Jed, my mate. That I was always. Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah, yeah, poor Jed, man. But he lived to tell the tale.
We did.
Made
Yeah.
a change. Grew up. Grew a pair of bollocks, and done something about it.
Yeah, what's the next one? I want to get sober, but
But all right, then I want to get it. This can be quick fire. Yeah, quick, quick fire round.
go for it.
All right, then I want to get sober, but it helps me mentally.
Science. Read the science. No, it doesn't. It actually does everything opposite to what you've just said. You're lying. You're fucking lying.
Yeah.
I've got
Okay.
science in my corner. Right, next.
I want to get sober, but I won't have a social life.
Oh, baby, he'll have a healthy one. He'll have a more
Yeah.
fulfilling one with people that don't care whether you're drinking or not. Every single social conversation you have will be more meaningful and, more powerful.
I want
What do you want? You want to carry on just doing the same shit for the rest of your life? Yeah.
I want to get sober, but I'm going on holiday next year.
Next year. Well, if you get sober now, you've got a whole year, and by the time you get there, you won't care that you'll be disgusted at all the pie heads getting smashed next to the pool at 8 in the morning. It will disgust you. Start now.
And you can sunbathe without feeling like you're fucking just melting away, mate. Like, you know that one. I went on holiday once and I got so fucked, and then the next day I was asleep the whole day on the sun lounger, and then on day two or whatever, my face was fucking peeling, man. It was grim.
So many people
Um,
ruin their holiday on the first day as well.
oh mate, yeah, because you're always like trying to recover from that initial hangover, aren't you?
Hmm. Yeah.
Grim.
I was never a
Um,
stay in bed person on a holiday. I'd just be like up as early as possible to get smashed. Right, next question.
I want to get sober, but I don't know how.
There is no excuse. You don't know how to change a tire. So how do you change a tire? You go on the internet and you have a look. How to get sober in Google.
Yeah.
Boom. Or on a social media platform.
Uh-huh.
Boom. There is no excuse. It's all out there. All the tips and the tricks and the suggestions and the recommendations and the scientific things to back it up. It's all out there. What do you mean you don't know how to get sober? Just write the words "get sober" into Instagram,
Google.
and you
Exactly.
probably see my face.
Exactly. I won't bother with that then.
But
Want to
that's
get
just a shit excuse. I don't know how.
true
Learn.
though. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
but
I didn't know how
it is a
either.
shit excuse. But people say it, and I said it.
Yeah, and obviously we're like being aggressive in our tone here. Well, I am, but it's for performative reasons. It's I'm not actually looking you in the eye and telling you you're a weak-willed piss artist,
Hmm.
but perhaps deep down, deep in the core of your soul, that you're a weak-willed piss artist.
Hmm.
Because what did you think of yourself for 10 years? Did you think you were a weak-willed piss artist?
Yeah.
Same here. It fucking tortured me. And the second I decided that I was going to be a strong-willed, sober beast was the day it happened.
Yeah. I was fucking deaf, mate. Horrible fucking bastard, mate. Horrible.
Mhm.
Oh,
Do you
makes
know
me
what?
sick.
And everybody that messages me and really opens up, they're so critical of themselves. They've got such a low opinion of themselves, which is sad. But there's a lot of the people are like, I am a prick, man. I can't. I've got to sort this out because I'm hyper aware.
Hammer themselves, don't they?
Yeah, but like sometimes that is the precursor to getting sober.
I agree,
It can go two ways, can't it? But for me, the super negative self-talk eventually initiated me.
mate. There's nothing wrong with a bit of. The thing is, negative self-talk, but it's true.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But listen, if you're talking the truth now, it's like saying now, if you praised yourself, that's like me calling you an arrogant cunt. No, you've worked hard and you should be proud of yourself, and you're entitled to
Mhm.
just as much as if you told me tomorrow that you'd had a drink, yeah, I would call you a fucking twat. I'd call you every name under the sun. I'll be like, you're a selfish bastard. You're gonna fuck your family's life up. You know what I mean? You're gonna get some home truths. As soon as you say, "Oh no, no negative self talk," that's just whatever, man. So you just want to fucking have the coward's way out and carry on with your fucking poxy life that you hate, but you can't you can't fucking own up to anything because you're a soft bastard. Nah,
Mhm.
not having it. not having it.
It takes nerve to talk so negatively to yourself that you end up getting sober.
I despised myself. I despised myself.
Oh God,
I couldn't look at
myself.
myself in the mirror. I had to. I went onto Facebook, and I would make it so people couldn't tag me in photos because I hated the look of myself.
Oh wow, do you know what, mate? I used to do that, make it impossible because I just look like a fat bloated mess.
Yeah, I've got a photo up from 2004. Do you
Wow.
know what I mean? when I was trim.
Yeah. Oh God.
Mate, people would see me and they'd be like, "Fucking hell!" What? This one guy was like, "Fuck, you put on loads of weight," said it in front of loads of people. I felt humiliated, and I was like, "Well, this is what happens when you get older. You drink loads of beer, you get mental health problems, and you get fat
Mm.
and unsuccessful. This is what happens."
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
seeking out the truth, for me, sobriety is all about truth. It's truth with yourself. It's seeing the true existence that can be possible. It's all truth. You have to search for the truth. You have to answer questions about yourself truthfully. And if you don't, you'll fail. If you can't find it in you to even admit to yourself that you've got a problem or that your behavior is intolerable and out of order, if you can't answer those questions truthfully, you won't get sober.
that's the acceptance.
See, of course, yeah, you have to. There's like, it's almost like you have to beat yourself with that stick for a little while to accept
Yeah,
what you've become before you can move forward. And of
yeah.
course, you have to cite trauma, environment, society, work pressure,
Bless me.
life pressure. Of course, you can cite them, but you can't cite them as reasons forever.
Like you, oh mate. So I just sneezed. I feel like I'm gonna fucking, don't know.
Fart.
No. You're so right. Honesty with yourself, accept it, because I think it's the same with a lot of addictions, but we always deny, don't we? Everyone says it. The first sign of an addict is denial. Blah blah blah. It's easy to throw that phrase around or that phrase around, but actually admitting that this is what's been fucking your life up for so long, that is the start of a very good thing.
Yeah.
Even if you don't act on it straight away, that seed is in there now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once the seed's been planted, and you plant that seed,
Yeah.
with your thoughts,
Uh-huh.
you need to. I accepted as an alcoholic in the couple of days before I went to my first AA.
Yeah.
Like I forced myself to accept it. So when I got to AA, I was ready to just like go, bleh.
Yeah.
But you don't need. People say, "Oh, well, how can you accept it?" Well, I did a post on it the other day, a carousel. There's some good tips in there. @SoberNSound on Instagram. Go and check it out. But it is hard to know. Like people say, "Well, how can I accept it?" The list of questions that you can ask yourself, and you have to answer them truthfully. But no, I've remembered what I was going to say. I accepted it before I went to the first AA session, but you can not accept it and then go to AA, maybe see other people around you and see the
Oh,
similarities, and
yeah.
then you're slowly extracting the truth out of yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to be like, I'm not that bad.
I'm not that bad, and you get to AA and there are 4 people not as bad as you, and you think, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
walked into AA, I was the youngest there, and there was definitely people that weren't drinking like I was. I know
Yeah.
that's a fact from the way they spoke. First
Uh-huh.
day, I was like, okay, I'm in the right place because there's 4 people here who are way worse than maybe, long gone because they're 60 and still drinking and still relapsing. Then there are people here who or sober, but I don't think drank like I did. So I was like, okay, I'm in the right place. But if I'm in the right place, maybe my acceptance talk with myself the other day was correct. And if
You
you
know,
don't
people,
accept it after 3 AA meetings, maybe you'll accept it after 6. Maybe you'll accept it when a family member looks you dead in the eye and tells you the whole cold, hard truth.
yeah, it's not a bad thing.
No,
Like
you've got to poke
it's,
around and find the truth in your stomach somewhere.
but it's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's a great thing. And so, I mean, I suppose a lot of people can be like, "Oh, but why is this me? And why is it not fucking my mate John or Gary? You know, like what? Why is it me and not them? Because it just is,
Yeah. It just is.
just is. It's just that's just how it, that's just who you are. Um, Steve, John, or Gary might not have this. They might not have that you've got. They might not have this gift. It's not a fucking drag back. It's not. It's not a limit on your life in any way, shape, or form. It is not a limit. No one enjoys getting fucked up and having all them bad things happen in their life. No one enjoys it. Instagram might make it look like people are having a great time, but they fucking ain't. It's shit. Life will start. Life will start when you stop drinking.
Yeah, and I think when I look at people partying and caning it, I look at it now and I don't think I'm missing out. I instantly think of, oh, how are you going to feel tomorrow, bro?
Yeah, not in a
because
smug way
I
either.
know I feel fine. Okay, life stresses, hit you, but from a addiction alcohol point of view, I wake up fine on a Saturday morning now
Yeah,
because you have to go through the uncomfortable discovery of the truth. Champions champions are born out of struggle, pain, trauma. Champions aren't silver spoon jobs more often than not.
nah.
It's like Mike Tyson was talking about how one of his kids came up to him and said, "I want to be a boxer." It's like, what? You don't know shit about struggle.
Yeah.
You can't be you're not going to win.
No, you haven't got that. You haven't got that mentality that you cannot teach.
No, exactly. I cannot lose under any circumstances. I must win this. What about, and he's talking to his kids like, you can lose that fight.
Yeah, man.
It's I want to get sober, but the only one that I would worry about is if someone said, I want to get sober, but I can't be arsed. That's
You don't want
scary.
to get sober then.
Exactly. Yeah. That's scary. Oh wait, yeah. Yeah, true. I
Because
don't have it in
if
me.
you want to get sober, mate, you just will. You just will. You'll find it. It's the same with anything. If you want something enough, you'll find a way. And as scary as it is, I mean, we're not the worst, and we won't. And there'll be people that listen to this who are not as bad drinkers as what we were. You might be worse than me, or I might have been worse than you. If you want to make that, I don't even know where I'm going with this. To be honest with you,
But but it's true what you said. If you want to get sober, you'll find a way.
exactly,
Or sometimes if you need to get sober, you'll find a way.
exactly.
That's I think that's quite uncomfortable for some people to take on.
It is. I remember how I felt. It was fucking horrible because you have that moment where where you actually take a step back and you think, how the fuck has this actually happened? Like,
Yeah.
how did it go from innocent drinking down the park with people at school getting served underage and it all being fun to now I actually need it to survive?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope that happens to too many.
Hmm.
But it's not so slippery that you can't get off it. It's absolutely possible. But you need to take responsibility for it. You need to be accountable. You need to take action. There's no way around it.
Nope.
So if you're going to sit around and feel sorry for yourself, you're fucked. Sorry.
Just holding you back, innit?
Yeah,
It's just
man.
holding
Yeah.
you back. It's not your friend. The
Mm.
excuses ain't your friend. But
And,
yeah,
I hope people listen to this and say, oh, yeah, they're talking to me. I know that I need to sort this out. And do you know what? I'm going to do it. I hope people don't go, oh, listen to these two sanctimonious pricks that think they know everything because they got sober. We're not trying to be like that.
no,
Just stating a truth that you probably know, and perhaps if you're still drinking, but you've just not quite accepted yet. And if this podcast,
100%.
if this episode can be the thing that makes you take a dirty, nasty look at yourself, great. No,
It's the aim of the game, innit? It's to help people. It's not
no,
a dig at. It's not a. It's not a dig at alcohol or people that drink alcohol. Fair fucking play if you do. But if you've got a problem and you do, and you moan about your life and you still do it, then it is a dig at you, because you deserve better and you should be doing better. And you're letting yourself down at the moment, and probably letting your friends and family down.
yeah, yeah. Get sober, pull your life, level your life up, and those around you as well. Because if you're a serious alcoholic, the people close to you are suffering, no question.
100%.
Even more of a reason to,
100%. People that love you are feeling it too. How uh how would you feel if you saw your best mate or your son or your daughter going through that pain? You're going to feel the pain as well. If you love someone, you'll feel it.
of course.
And you know how fucking bad it is that you cannot help them. Like, they need to help themselves. Like, if people could help you not be an alcoholic or not have a drink problem, they would. But
Yeah.
you need to know it first, and you need to make the change.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cliche, but perhaps it wasn't your fault, but it's goddamn certain that it's your responsibility now.
100%.
And that's
100%.
fine, because the change that you create through hard work is so satisfying and rewarding that you probably won't, you'll, if you do end up staying sober, you wouldn't have had it any other way anyway. I look back on the struggle of the first couple of years trying to rebuild my life, and I look back on it and think probably the most valuable 2 years of my life in terms of moving forward. There is not a 2-year period in my life that has been better for my growth than the two most painful, which were the first 2 years of sobriety. It's just that simple.
Yeah, mate. There's I mean, of course it's fucking growth. You're building resilience every day. You know what I mean? What happens when you fucking work with your hands all day every day? Your hands will callous. To protect itself. So then the next time you do it, your hands won't bleed. It's exactly the same as your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, in a number of years you might have some pretty nasty calluses, but that's all that's external and visual, isn't it? It's not what's inside, and that's not what matters. What matters is, how do you feel when you go to bed at night? Do you know what I mean? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? They're the important things, and that can be, all of that can be changed by taking responsibility.
100%.
Safe, bro. Let's leave it there now.
That's a wrap. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the Sober Stretch on Instagram. We release the episodes of the podcast on Spotify and YouTube at 3 p.m. on a Sunday. Just look for the Sober Stretch. We will be there. I have a personal account at SoberNSound, sober letter N sound on Instagram. All things alcoholism and sobriety related. And Craig?
I'm at Live Without Limits _coaching on Instagram. And that is all things health, wellness, fitness, and sobriety.
The goodness, the good shit.
Yeah,
Safe,
man.
mate. Nice one. People, please follow us, subscribe, share, do all the nice shit. And we hope you get sober this week, or stay sober. Peace.
Au revoir.
Au revoir this week. French, nice.
See you later.
So.